Good afternoon everybody, my name's Liz and I'm from Animal Aid, and I've come along here this afternoon because I'm going to show you how to prepare a vegetarian meal, and then later on you're going to be having a go at making it yourselves, so I hope you enjoy the afternoon. So, vegetarian, does anybody know what vegetarians do or don't eat? Anything that you could tell us about vegetarians?
They don't eat meat.
They don't eat meat. Is there anything else they don't eat?
There's different types of vegetarians.
There are different types of vegetarians, excellent. And there's another main animal that we don't eat as well, beginning with F?
Fish.
Fish, that's right. So does anybody know the difference between a vegetarian and a vegan? What would vegans avoid?
Do they only eat salad?
Not only eat salads, but yeah, they do eat salad if they like salad. But anybody know what they can't eat?
They don't eat dairy products.
They don't eat the dairy products. So we would still eat all the different things that you enjoy. There can be vegan and vegetarian versions of that. We can even have vegetarian style fish fingers, which are made out of soya. We can have things that are made out of nuts. Nuts are an excellent source of protein, so we could have nut products. For vegans, non-dairy milk, so milk's made out of soya. Alpro is a good brand, and sometimes you have children who have allergies to milk, so they might drink this. So, this afternoon we're going to do a sausage and bean casserole that's all completely meat-free. So we're going to be using some vegetarian sausages. We're going to use a couple of different types of sausage this afternoon for you to try, but there are lots, you know, that you could look out for. Okay then, so we're going to chop an onion. So when you've got all your equipment, you can peel your onion, you cut it in half. Okay, so have all the skin held back. So you've still got that root there, which is really going to help to keep it together. Use the lines as a guide. And then cut into the onion. And then go down to make your fine dice. Right, so lots of onion going into our pan. It's best to get everything ready before you start cooking. Does anybody know what this is?
Courgette.
Courgette. People eaten them before?
Yeah.
Yes.
Who likes them? Yeah, some people like them. Good, that's great. So all you need to do, your courgettes today have been washed. So obviously if you're buying them from a shop, make sure you've washed them. And then cut the ends off. Just cut it in half like that, because then you've got a nice flat surface to help you chop it. Because obviously it's really, really important, isn't it, as you know, vegetarians and non-vegetarians, to make sure that we have our 5 a day and make sure we have enough vitamins. So you could put in other vegetables, you could put in the carrot, you could put peppers in, you could always put a few mushrooms in as well. So just vary your vegetables. It's always good to start with an onion though, because that gives it a really nice flavour. You could put some garlic in as well if you wanted to. Right, so I'm going to put that on a heat and I'm going to add a little bit of this oil. Does anybody know what sort of oil this is? Olive oil. So what other things? Big clue. Picture and yeah. And what other sorts of oils has anybody heard of? Sunflower oil, vegetable oil, sesame oil, used in lots of Chinese cookery. So lots of different sorts of oils. Some are suitable for cooking and some are suitable for making dressings. So it says in your recipe to saute the onion. Can anybody tell me what that might mean? Saute. Cook it till it's, yeah, brown, just soft. Yeah, you just want to get that soft. Okay, so now we're going to add our courgettes in. Okay, so I've made a hole in the middle and pop the courgettes into the hot oil. Make sure they're all coated because you want them to start getting soft. So we're going to put in some paprika. Have people heard of paprika before? No? So let's pass one round. You can all have a little bit of a smell. Not to taste, to have a little bit of a smell. Right, so I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of paprika in a moment. Dry spice like this, you need to cook into the recipe, because if you add it later on, it's just all powdery and not so nice. Here, you want to make sure that the paprika is cooked with the onion and the courgette. And can you see it's turning a lovely red colour? And then we're going to add some tomatoes. So you could use a tin of tomatoes, or you've got some cartons of tomatoes to use later. Or you could use this. This is called passata, and it's kind of sieved tomatoes, as you can see when I pour it out. And then we're going to add 2 sorts of protein. So we've got all those vegetables in there for our vitamins. And I'm going to put the beans and the sausage. So yeah, we've got 2 different sorts of sausage this afternoon. This is made by Redwood's Veggie Deli, so the sage and marjoram, and then the other one is a bigger sausage, and it's got a slight garlic smoked flavour, and it's a smoked sausage, so it's really, really nice. So they're both excellent.
Does it still taste like sausage?
Well, I've got some here for you to taste. So I haven't tasted sausage for a while, so I have veggie sausage, so you can see what you think. So this is the sage and marjoram one, and then this is the smoked one. Okay, so pass it round, and if you want one...
I'm going to wait till later.
I'll try one of these, but...
I'm waiting till later. Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
It's good raw, good on a sandwich, but equally good cooked. So you could just slice them up like that and pop it into your dish. Now when you're cutting these sausages, obviously you can just cut down in little circles, but a nice way is to cut it on the slant like that, because obviously when you're eating you want to think about the appearance of your food and what it looks like. It's nice to prepare all the ingredients that go into the dish in different ways. So that doesn't really take a whole lot of cooking, because as you've just tasted, it is already suitable for eating. Anybody here eat beans? You have baked beans? Yeah? Kidney beans? Yeah?
I like butter beans.
Kidney beans, yeah? Yeah? This one's called a cannellini bean, and you might come across this, you know, if you're on holiday in Italy and places like that, that's used a lot there with lots of garlic and rosemary. And then we've got butter beans, and they would be used more in Greece, in the Greek cookery. And the gigantes, the big beans that are used there. I'll put half cannellini and half butter bean, okay? So they are cooked, but obviously you just leave them to simmer a little bit to absorb the flavours. So what would you serve this with? What would it be good to eat this with, do you think?
Rice.
Rice, yeah, be good with rice. Good with pasta. Potatoes, yeah, this is a really good dish with potatoes, a jacket potato or some mash. So yeah, some kind of nice carbohydrate. You could put it with a green salad as well. Obviously you've got lots of vegetables in there. If you're wanting something green to just finish off the dish, then you might use some of this. Does anybody know what this is?
Parsley.
Parsley. It's always nice to use fresh herbs. Sometimes people have this growing on windowsills and in the garden. So you can snip it with the scissors, or you can chop it with your knife. It's always good to add them in towards the end, because then they retain their colour. Does it smell okay?
Looks good.
Yeah? Well, that's your tea tonight.
It does look like a